pretty hard right there.
Right.
At a crucial point in the turn of events right there. You just threw down a bunch of spine crawlers, and if I don't know if he was planning on canceling those or what.
Well,
but,
Blink's finished now, and Cloud being supply blocked is going to be in some trouble. He needs Zerglings to deal with these. He's going to go ahead and drop the pylon down there. He's going to be able to warp up to the top there, and what now? Athene can literally just try to get one stalker up on top of that ramp, and then just blink the rest up, and he's well past the spine crawlers. He doesn't even have to deal with these if he does. Oh, he missed it there. So he's revealed the blink. That's the important thing. Cloud sees he has blink now, so that's a high stalker count. And again, with all these spine crawlers, it's going to be tough to deal with, but all he has to do is make it onto the ramp. If he can get one onto the ramp, he can blink the entire pack up, and that's exactly what he needs to be doing. Looks like he's just going to try and pick off the roaches and just clear the path a little. So does not need to be engaging right here. Does not need to be engaging these spine crawlers at all. If he's going to do this, he needs to just pick at the roaches and then blink his way up. Now, if he wants to, he needs to run up. No reason to fight the spines. Come on, Athene. Come on, Athene. Run up the ramp. There's one roach. One roach.
Get it? Yeah. Now there's none. Yeah. Now
there we go.
Now he blinks it up there, so now he's going to be right around the sides.
Right.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, but little awkward in the way he did it, but he got it done anyway, so now he's going to start going to work. The Hydra's well late. The drone's going to try and run down. That's actually a good move by Cloud. Either way, this is, again, and I hate to be a guy who calls it this early. This is GG. What's Cloud going to do? He's going to lose all of his production facilities. He's mining off of one base now at the 10-minute mark. This layer is going to go down, so he's going to be back down to Hatch Tech. Right now, what Athene really needs to be doing is targeting down the Hydralisk Den and the spawning pool. Don't worry about the hatch, or the lair now. You can get that later. Get the Hydralisk Den, get the spawning pool. You'll be just fine. So yeah, now he's targeting the correct buildings. Couple of Hydra's going to pop out, but yeah, there's nothing Cloud can do now. Yeah,
at this point, yeah, it's going to be absolutely brutal. We see a Dark Shrine going right down now for Athene, and Berserk's trying to hold in as best as he can right now. Trying to get a Roach Warden up in front. He's removing or replanting those spine crawlers right now, trying to get them a little bit more spread out along the worker line. Good gracious, Red, learn how to speak. But Athene just completely obliterated that main, and there's the GG there by Cloud Berserk.
Well, Cloud just kind of got caught out of position. Bad rally point really hurt him there, sending those two Overlords where they didn't belong, had him target firing down, so Cloud's down 0-1 to Athene wins here in this semifinal, I guess you could call it, of our King of the Hill #9, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Absolutely right about that, AC. Go to itsgosu.com, see all the upcoming events that we have. Of course, AC was nice enough to show you that calendar while I was trying to get some stuff done. And, we're only adding events to that. And the summer series is coming up because the spring series is almost over here. And we're going to be doing a lot more, not just for StarCraft 2, but for League of Legends, Heroes of Newerth, Super Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Dota 2 when it actually comes out, whenever Valve clicks the calendar through. I'm guessing sometime in 2014.
Yeah, give or take. Give or take,
somewhere around there. But we are looking to get into some more of the esports, games. So if there's an esports game that you play, that you and your friends play, that is competitive, not just one that you guys kind of tool around with at home, but go into our forums there. Let us know. Hey, look, we play this game, and there's a ton of people that play this game, and we'll take a look at it. We'll see if it's viable. I know we're talking with a couple other companies right now that do some other games, and we're seeing how those games are going to develop in the near future. They're not out just yet, but they're looking to put some stuff out here in the next couple of months, and we want to be right there, right on top of it to help them out. So once we get the map choice right here, can't re-choose.
Well, while he gets that map choice in, once again, I'm AC, that's what Maze JR, and this is our King of the Hill #9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course, brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, we could be just one game away from making it to the end of this King of the Hill, my friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. Right after this, the winner of this, if Athene wins, can can really take on, can really win this out right now. He'll take on TQ Wannabe and could possibly dethrone him. This might be the actual first event that we've actually seen in a player go from all the way from the beginning to all the way through the game without losing.
Right.
That's going to be a lot of pressure on Wannabe for the next matchup, and it's also a lot of pressure for both of these guys because they've been watching the whole process going on. So. At least Cloud has. So, this could be a huge turning point right here.
Something else I want to point out, because we did have a bit of a shortened player list due to it being the holiday weekend. The record we have, the most wins in a row anyone's ever gotten in a King of the Hill for us is 8. And TQ has equaled that now. Think about that. He's won 2-0 in 4 matchups to get here. So if he wins one more game, he will be the record holder for the most games consecutively won in a King of the Hill event.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of cool. And not just that, because most of the time it's best of ones, but because of the shorter field today, he's played best of threes and 2-0'd every single match.
Oh yeah, he's just torn through the field. And, you're going to have that once in a while whenever you're a 33rd ranked Grandmaster guy from Think Quick Gaming. So Cloud Berserk, Athene wins here on Xel'Naga Caverns. Cloud Berserk spawning up in the top right as our blue little Zergies, and Athene wins our red Protoss hero down in the bottom left. So Cloud went for some early aggression, had some measured success, I would say, in that first game, but Athene really transitioned beautifully into those Blink Stalkers, and really not a lot Cloud could do to deal with it. And it wouldn't surprise me one little bit to see Athene go for the jugular here. Maybe even go for Forge Fast Expand. Never mind. I was going to say something. A bit more, not necessarily a 4-gate, but like a blind Blink Stalker sort of a thing. Possibly a 4-gate or a 2-gate or a 2-gateway proxy sort of nonsense, so to speak. But Cloud, though, he's not a guy to count out. He had a rough go of it last time, and he's got all the tools in his cabinet there to pull a win home and to even this series up 1-1.
Oh yeah, with everything that kind of just one thing went wrong, and that was kind of the end, the beginning of the end right there. But I think Cloud, recognized that he kind of did one little noob mistake, so to speak, and I don't think he's going to let that happen again. I think he's going to be a little bit smarter about what he's doing, and I think he's going to be able to turn that around very quickly. And there's your Forge. I think you're going to get your wish there with the Forge Fast Expand.
Oh yeah.
Because we see that going down right now. We just see the spawning pools going down. So it's definitely going to be a pool first, hatch second coming out of Berserk. Now,
he may go right up to Roach Tech again. He loves Roach play. And I'm not just basing that on his last game, just watching him over and over again. Athene doing a little probe harass, by the way, giving the "Don't Tase Me, Bro" routine to a couple of random drones. But, Cloud really does favor roaches. He loves to get a roach worn up on one base and try to make use of it. So we may see that as well.
Oh yeah, and that would be perfect, and he technically really doesn't even need to take a true natural. He could just make a macro hatch, and then go for the natural later on, just to get up just to have those units and to feel a little bit more protected, if he wanted to. I'm not saying that would be a great strategy, but it might be something to do. It
might be very all in, and it would be different, though. It would be something your opponent's not going to expect one little bit. And, I'd actually like to see someone play around with that. I mean, I'm sure pros are playing around with it, but really, StarCraft 2 being so young, there's still a lot of uncharted territory here, and I would love to see a tip-top level Zerg player start going, you know what, I'm going to put together a 6.5 minute, at the 6:30 mark, timing push off of a macro hatch in my base. And I would love to see what they could come up with off of that.
Well, yeah, and it's funny because anytime if you play the computer on a custom game and you put it on Insane or whatever, that's exactly what the computer does. Is it places that macro hatch right next to the main hatch, and it goes from there. Now, granted, it's the computer's a cheating little sucker, so it's going to be able to do that. But yeah, if it's viable enough for the computer, why can't it be viable enough for a human?
Well, exactly. It's not to say, the computer cheats, it gets more minerals per return. It's basically like blue minerals are treated like gold for the Insane computer. But yeah, I mean, just because it's not as viable doesn't mean it's inviable. So, little pack of Zerglings going to move in here. There's a crack by the Forge, so Athene did not close that off too well. Now the Zergling's going to make it in the probes. Oh, don't do that. You can handle that many Zerglings. So he's going to run, I guess he's just going to run down to the natural. Not too terribly bad of a move. He doesn't have anything except probes to try and kill these. But Cloud creating a lot of havoc right now.
Yeah, he just needs to focus on what those Zerglings. He had them kind of moving around doing odd things there for a while, so you just needed to focus him up on the Nexus or on something. And right now you see that one Zealot's coming in right now. He's trying to take out some more probes if he can. That one Zealot trying to come in and do what it can, but they're just kind of running around right now, not doing a whole lot of damage, just kind of trying to lead this Zealot around. But now the probes have kind of had enough, and now they're getting their money surrounded. And they've completely eliminated all those Zerglings.
Oh yeah, so I mean that's thrown Athene way off. He's way behind in supply right now. Cost him a few probes, but more importantly, cost him the mining time. And he doesn't even have a cybernetics core up as of right now. Just now getting it down. So Cloud actually quite far ahead at the moment.
And kudos to him for that. Putting on that early aggression. Even though it wasn't a game ending or a game ending thing, it did alter the gameplay a little bit now, because now Athene has to really wait for all that warp gate tech. So which means he's going to have to be either he's going to have to delay making his units, or he's going to have to delay waiting while he delays and waits for that warp gate tech to come in. So
well, he can't delay too much longer. This is a big pack of speedlings. No, Cloud, run around. There's only a couple of cannons there. Yeah, you'll lose a couple Zerglings. You got such a high number. Don't worry about those probes. Run into the main. Gee. I guess he could try and do this. The probe's going to be pulled off. Lost mining time. But this is actually not the best attack in the world here by Cloud. Cloud, I think his eyes got a little bit too big and his decision-making went down the toilet. He really had a chance to put on the pressure there if he had just done the quick run around and right up the ramp. One Zealot obviously not going to be able to hold this ramp. And even the gap at the top of the ramp not going to be enough. So a little bit of a mishandle there. And Athene immediately starts tacking on gateways. He's got 3 more on the way. So he's probably going to try and put some counter pressure on sometime real soon.
Oh, yeah, and the only other thing to do besides trying to take on that single photon cannon there, if you hadn't run up, take out the pylon. There's a pylon powering the gateway, the forge, two of those cannons. Do something a little bit more economical with your units. Don't just kind of trash them just because. You could have left a ton of them over there. You could have flanked from the other side. You could have left just 2 or 3 of them there,
right,
buying you just enough time to run through there. And then.
All right, sounds like Skype kind of messed with you there for a minute, RebMage. I'm going to pick up right where you are. But yeah, the Artosis pylon here, you take that out. You cut the cannons, you cut the gateway. But really, he kind of missed his opportunity there. The warp gate research about 3/4 of the way done. Still pretty slow coming out here by Athene. But Athene's actually jumped back ahead in terms of supply after seeing all those Zerglings thrown away. So, RebMage, you bounce back. You there with me, buddy? No, he is not. So, not sure what's happened here. Gonna try and get an idea of if he's still with us. I'm still seeing him on Skype, so he should still be there. I'm not sure if his mic cut out or if something went wrong on his end, but I will solo cast, at least for the moment, while we wait on him to hopefully jump right back in after he unplugs and plugs some things in. Nope, I heard a flicker. You there? You flickered. So,
how about that?
There's the man.
I'm back in the game. All right, yay!
Huzzah!
More weirdness from Skype right there. Just while we're doing for that, So thank you. Fixed that Skype. That happened all day yesterday too. That was overly annoying. That and alongside my overheating laptop.
Right. It got a little, given the packed house at Cyberground, and oh man, it got so hot, and we had so many computers, and even mine doing the stream, my computer was really beginning to overheat too, and you could tell towards the end, it was not running smooth at all. The stream, even like just the end game, it was choppy. So, but anyway, my man's back, not a problem. Mutalisk heading in now for Cloud. Cloud transitioning right to the Mutalisk, going to try and get in and do some harassment, and this might be lethal right here. He's only got Athene's only got really sentries and zealots here. One stalker. All these Mutalisks are going to kill so many probes, and he's going to be able to fly right over top of all this, loop back around, and just chase these probes all over the place, turning around, starting to pick off pylons, trying to supply block his opponent. Still, it looks like, again, he's kind of looks a little flustered as to what he's trying to do. He's not quite committing to the attack the way he needs to be to really be maximizing his damage. Doesn't need to go down to the natural. Just float him back and bring him back to the main and try to harass there. He's going to pick off one Zealot here, but he's going to move in and immediately be turned away by this cannon.
Oh, yeah. It looks like he's going to continue to put a lot of pressure there on that probe line, but Yeah, in come all these stalkers right now, and they're going to turn them away right now. Even though I was going to say, yeah, you don't leave that pylon there with just
costing a
5 or 6
Mutalisk
hit points.
though, and that's the dangerous thing. Whenever it's so tempting, it's like 5 hit points, going to turn around and go get it. It cost him a Mutalisk, so that was a 100 pylon or 100 mineral pylon traded for a 100 Mutalisk. So not the best trade there.
But it's the moral victory.
It's the principle of the matter. Exactly.
You will not die in vain, brother Mutalisk.
So, now we see these Mutalisks are up to what I call the magic number. The magic number of Mutalisks really is about 12 in terms of harassment. Once you get up to 12, you can. There's just the number of them is high enough that you can tank a little bit. You don't want to tank too much against stalkers, especially, but you can take a shot or two to try to commit to target down photon cannons. You can really get in and start one-shotting probes like mad, basically 1, 2, maybe even 3-shotting pylons, depending on just how high the number is. But he did lose a good number there, back down to 11, but he's got some sitting back at home, too.
Oh, yeah, and right now, Berserk has really let his macro slip a lot. For about 20, 30 seconds there, he had absolutely nothing being constructed, and he's well up around 1,100 minerals. So, he was trying to micro so much that his macro really, really slipped. And I think that's going to come back and that's going to come back to haunt him if Athene tries to push back.
Well, we see 2 pylons go down, now targeting down the cannon. Got to start to go to work on the probe line once again. And now that we're well up into that magic number of Mutalisks, all the way up to about 18 of them. Now he's just going to fly right back down to the natural, going to continue the harassment. And this is so painful to deal with as a Protoss. The cannon's dead. The probe count falling so sharply now for Athene. His supply is actually lower now. And if we go to the income tab, we can see that even though Cloud has not been droning, he's actually up to a 4 harvester lead, despite getting his second hatch down much later than his opponent. So very effective harassment here out of Cloud Berserk.
Oh yeah, and right now Athene just looking to go ahead and swing the battle back in his favor, starting to make his way to the center of the map, pushing for the base there of Athene, because he's got to know that there's probably not a whole lot of anything else in that base back there. So, and the blink is almost done. We've got a warp prism coming in right now. This is going to be fantastic, because you'll be able to warp new units back into the main base of Berserk and really put a ton of pressure on multiple fronts.
All right, now see, Berserk, I think he made a bad decision here. A lot of these Mutalisks are going to be picked off, while this other Mutaball that was basically harassing the naked base of Athene tries to get back and deal with this. So here we go, the engagement. Lots of Mutalisks. They're dying so quick, though. Oh, wow, half the Mutalisks dead. He has to retreat. And if you're going to commit to a base trade, if you're going to watch your opponent's army march across the map towards your main, you have to go ahead and commit to trying to base trade him and pick him off later on instead. Now he's doing it, but it's going to be a little too late, I think. Cloud way down in supply. He's going to begin to run out of minerals and gas soon. And as you mentioned, he's continuing to warp in stalkers back at the main, which is gradually going to whittle down what little Mutalisks are left out of that formidable ball, all the way down to about 15 of them now. So, this army is going to be a base trade situation, but Cloud really set himself back by not committing to it the way he should have when he watched that stalker army march across the map.
Oh yeah, he could have tried to keep applying the pressure and goading those stalkers into using that blink to try to get the timing off of them just enough. But now he's lost the main, he's lost the natural, he's just got that third in the sunken area, and that's going to be about it. And right now, I don't think he's going to be able to kill off enough of these units fast enough. But the pylon count is coming down right now for Athene, and right now, with the exception of that warp prism, he's going to start running out of ways to warp in those units to keep defending this main.
Well, what Athene needs to do right now, given his mineral count, he's at 2,000 minerals, just build a crap ton of cannons. I mean, if you just pick a spot and try to build a crap ton of cannons, you're going to be just fine. Cloud basically crippled now. More stalkers warping in. Now here comes the stalker ball on the blink. He's going to allow him to take down a couple more. Only a handful of Mutalisks now, only 8. Oh, they're going to fly right back over top here. Where are the stalkers going? Turn around and fight, guys. The game's almost over. Now he's going to do it. So a little bit of, there's the good blink. So Cloud Berserk, valiant effort there, but not going to be quite enough. Now Athene wins, is going to live up to his moniker, advancing to the finals here in our IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Certainly, that was a really good matchup right there. Cloud Berserk trying to do what he can, but unfortunately, Athene did pull ahead there. Really doing a great job with that base trade situation. And now Athene is going to go in and try to take on our currently reigning champion for the night, TQ Wannabe. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup here. See where Wannabe wants to start out in this final best of 3 series here.
Oh, yeah. Once again, this is the IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and, of course, brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanyamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out online at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, it's finals time, my friend, and keep in mind, if TQ Wannabe manages to win one game here, even if he loses the series, if he just wins one more game, he's going to set the record for the most wins ever accumulated in an IG King of the Hill event. Consecutive wins, I should say. Consecutive wins.
Yeah, consecutive wins. Absolutely. This is exactly the kind of situation that the thing Oops, I was going to invite the wrong person. That's going to be really bad. This is the kind of situation that poems are written about and movies are
song
made
and poetry, right?
Songs and poetry is right there. The Ronald Jinkies of tomorrow will be writing songs of this day.
Oh, yes. There is no Ronald Jinkies of tomorrow. Sorry, there just isn't. There may be musicians that are better than he is, but there's never going to be another him. If you go to YouTube and look up Ronald Jinkies, you'll know what I mean. There's just not going to be another guy like that.
That dude is hilarious.
Yes, he is in so many ways. So, moving in, best of 3 series, TVP action. Most balanced matchup, in my opinion, starting off here on Shakuras Plateau. Athene wins. The challenger making it past Cloud Berserk to reach this point. By the way, thanks, guys, for hanging out with us in the stream and in the Battle.net chat, of course. Davasian, I don't know how Davasian hanging out with us. We are having musician. Nope, no Division. Sorry, brother. No contest tonight. That's going to be bouncing back with our Alpha and Beta Divisionals starting tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Come out and compete, each and every one of you. We'll give you a little bit of details about that as we move into our game here. So, why don't you go ahead? I talk enough. You go ahead, Red Mage. Give you some.
Sure, I'll tell a little bit. We'll AC and I will do what we normally do. We'll do these on our events that we do Monday through Wednesday. We'll do what we do, and we'll cast the games, do that kind of thing, but we'll make references to movies, like very, very obscure references, sometimes obscure, sometimes pretty blatant what they are, and all you really have to do is just email us at contest@itsgosu.com with 3 of the movies that we've referenced, and you could potentially win a pack of special edition Magic cards that were given to us by our great I can't even say the martial arts school's name because I'm just going to mess it up.
Sanyamibushi. Why can I not? I can read it so well. Like whenever I'm looking at it, I can read it off, like a boss. But whenever Sanyamibushi combination Ryu Goju School of Self-Defense, something like that.
Oh yeah, and those Magic cards are actually very special edition. They were only sold at the 2010 New York Comic Convention. I want to call it Comic-Con, the New York Comic Convention. And they're pretty cool. They're part of the Planeswalker series. They're pretty baller, actually. If you want them, actually, DJ Final and I can't talk. And Division were actually our first 2 winners, picked out of a big bunch of people that
we had a lot of people go back and watch the VODs. A lot of people went back and watched the VODs and submitted their emails just off of the replays that show how you can rewatch every production we do here at It's Gosu on Justin TV. They went back and rewatched it. And we got a lot of late submissions, I should say, because we do keep the contest open. It's not like you got to email us before we go off the air. It's open till 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time the day of the event, or the next day, the morning of, the day after the event. So tons of time.
Yeah, so tons of time. It ends at 3 o'clock in the morning on our time. That gives you guys plenty of time to watch him at work, or if you're, once you get home, if you're eating dinner or whatever, just kind of breathe. And again, all you need to do is pick 3. And I think AC and I, the first night, we did 17 movies right there, and all we were asking for was 3. Now that was the warm up round,
the trial run, so to speak.
Yeah, the trial run to give you guys a little bit. So as we get through, there maybe days where we only reference 4 or 5, and then maybe days where we reference 12 because we're kind of in the groove there. But
right,
yeah. So and like today, we really haven't referenced that many movies and things like that. Maybe about 6. So this be kind of an off night for us. That's why we didn't run the contest a little bit, because we were a little rushed and we didn't have enough time to make sure we had.
We had so much going on over the weekend, and we're a little frazzled. So we
are a little frazzled, but our nerd cred should stand true. right there with everything we have going on. So yes, so that's exactly what the Division is talking about right there. So congratulations to Division and DJ Final for being our first winners of our IG giveaway there.
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Make sure to follow us on Justin TV, because that is one of the requirements. Is you have to be a follower on Justin TV in order to qualify for the win. And then
you have to like us on Facebook too, right?
No, just on Justin TV for the Facebook and the Twitter one. The rules for that will be coming out a little bit later, because they're going to be a little not really complex, but they're going to be
look at Athene wins. Athene wins planning 3 hidden gateways here. So posturing as if he's going to be doing just like a 1-gate expand or a sentry expand. And he's hiding 3 of these gateways, so he's going to hope his opponent doesn't scout it. He's going to hope that he can take TQ Wannabe off guard. And really, and again, it's not to say, that Athene Wins is a bad player, just TQ Wannabe is a damned good player. Oh, wow, he's going to be moving out now. So the timing of this is going to be of immense importance. We see that the Warp Gate research is very, very close to being done, and it's kind of going to be a choice now for Athene Wins. Are the units going to be there in time to defend this? More SCVs coming off now for Wannabe. So Wannabe sees his opponent's very thin and weak. This little sentry, this 1 sentry is going to be the hero unit. How long can he delay this army? Is he going to be able to delay it enough to get up not just 1 but multiple production rounds? And now TQ Wannabe has the SCV up. It's got to be suspecting something. 1 Marine's going to move up, and the sentry's going to have to be money. Yes. Oh, they only cut off the SCVs. Actually didn't cut off any of the attacking units. So still going to be a lot of pressure being put on here. 1 round of Warpins is done. He got a 2nd sentry, which is good. He's actually going to trap some Marines. Great control there by Athene Wins. And now he's got to really kite these if he can do this correctly. That's a problem with force fielding at the bottom of the ramp to trap them. You got to come into range anytime you want to try and attack. So there's the next force field, going to delay just long enough to get in 1 more round of Warpins. Yeah, the gateways are ready. So now where did he put them? Where did he warp them? Oh, don't warp him there. That's not the best call there. Wannabe withdrawing now, so he's going to be able to defend. One would think the pressure that's going to be coming back by Athene Wins, but Athene Wins looking very strong. It depends on what he's got back home. All these bunkers just now starting, so he's going to be defending this pretty naked.
Oh yeah, this is going to be absolutely brutal if I think he catches this just right. But it looks like he's going to pull back just to try to regroup a little bit, but that may not be the best order right here. If those bunkers are allowed to finish, this will turn this away kind of quickly. Those stalkers coming in right now, more backup pylons coming into play, and he does have that top ground vision. All he's got to do is get up there, and he can seriously get some damage going on there.
Zealots get this around. No SCVs are there to repair, so 1 bunker's going to fall. Now the Marauders begin to kite a little bit. Do they have concussion shell? Yes, they do, but he's not doing anything with them backed into a corner there. Athene Wins is really looking good. Wannabe having to bail into the next bunker. I don't know why he doesn't have some SCVs down here to try and repair. So Athene Wins warping in yet another round of Zealots. The Zealots going to be able to handle this quite easily. Now getting the wall up, raising the supply depot, going into panic mode. He's got a pack of SCVs to repair now, but no more units other than what you see in the bunker. So 1 Marine and 1 Marauder are going to have to hold the line.
Oh yeah, this is going to get really interesting real fast. All he's got to do is get more units right there and just steamroll into that 1 bunker that he's got up there. Even though there's 4 SCVs repairing it, all he's got to do is take those out as quickly as he can. He's going to use those Zealots for a nice buffer.
Oh, yeah, the Zealot's going to tank a lot of this damage. Not going to be able to kite them. The SCV's being controlled beautifully, though, trying to keep all these structures alive while these 2 Marines and 1 Marauder do their best to try and deal out the damage. But this looks like it could be too much. It's going to be a battle of the wills, really, between TQ Wannabe and Athene Wins to figure out who's going to come out on top here. A few more Marines and a Marauder joining the battle now, and I don't believe it. It looks like TQ Wannabe is going to be able to hold this.
Oh my goodness! What a missed warp-in right there. He had a perfect opportunity. He had the top ground vision up there, but he did not warp them in up top into the base. That would have been great. That would the panic on Wannabe's face, seeing the double sandwich of his opponents right there would have been absolutely deadly.
Oh yes,
right there.
Absolutely. So Wannabe holding the line, and we see him. I guess we see Athene Wins trying to clear out the bottom of the ramp, kind of out of frustration, really, just trying to use something.
Hulk smash.
Exactly. Oh wow, this 1 Marauder's got a bead here on this pylon. So the little bit of poor positioning there by Athene Wins. He's going to lose the pylon. Not a lot he can do about that. The tank's on the field now, so it looks like Zealots continuing to go to work. The supply depot barely going to hang on, being repaired back up now. We see the other supply depot did fall, but again, Athene wins being turned away unsatisfactorily.
Oh yeah, and this is just horrible right here. Athene just tried to put on that pressure as quickly as he could, but unfortunately it was just half a step too late, or too early, or something. It was literally like it was a hard time to choose where he needed to be, but I thought he had it. I thought he was going to get in there just in time.
I did too.
But he was just turned in, and honestly, I think it came down to him not warping those units behind the forces of Wannabe that really threw it off. I think if he was able to do that, even with one or two zealots, just to give him just a moment's pause, would have been perfect, and he would not have been able to micro those SCVs into repairing the other side with the supply depots, and that would have given free reign of that ramp to Athene wins.
Well, yeah, I think you're exactly right. The positioning's so important in that, and really what stands out to me as having cost him is he wasn't controlling his units in the optimal way. He had the zealots up front damaging the supply depot and the barracks, but his stalkers were just kind of shooting willy-nilly at whatever was there. Some shooting at the bunker, some shooting at some other buildings. What he needed to be doing was using those stalkers to target fire down every SCV that was there to repair. If he had managed to pick off half of the SCVs that were there repairing, his zealots would have done a plenty fine job of working his way through that wall. So, Athene wins. He's by no way out. I mean, it was costly in a lot of ways, but actually, when you take a look at the income tab, we can see he's right now ahead in harvesters. He's got his expansion up earlier. He's just kind of behind in tech, but then again, the only real tech edge at the moment for Wannabe is going to be the tanks. The siege is done, and the Blue Flame Hellion research actually on the way. A little bit of surprising choice there. Don't see that too often in a TVP. But, yeah, very even trade. Wannabe maybe a smidge ahead, but Athene wins with such a valiant effort.
Oh yeah, and now we see that Observer's going out now, and then we have the Twilight Council's down, so we could see some Blink Stalkers coming into effect right now, and this could be what changes the course of the game right here, because you could easily take the back way here. Even though there's no destructible rocks, you can blink down and then blink back up top with that Observer's ability to see into the base. We do see that the engineering bay is going down right now for Wannabe, so he may start to deploy missile turrets, because you've got to see that shimmer. You've got to be looking for it. You've got to know that your opponent's trying to find it, and that the best way for him to get into this base is going to be with those Blink Stalkers.
Oh, yeah, the SCV, brave little guy, just going to walk right up the ramp there if Athene wins. Going to see the expansion and at least get a decent idea of the composition here. Only sees Zealot, Stalkers, and Sentries, so he knows his opponent is, at the moment at least, still on gateway units. So the leg charge going down now, probably a good response to what he's going to guess might be tank play. He did see the one tank pop out there at the last minute during the waning moments of that early attack. So trying to respond to that, but it's got to be so demoralizing. It's got to work on the psyche to put together such a good sneak attack like that, and just due to some minor mistakes, not controlling your stalkers the right way and having them target down the right units, that kind of thing. Due to those kind of mistakes, having it fail.
Oh yeah, and right now we see him. He's just trying to go into kind of an overdrive mode now, throwing down 3 more gateways right now, going for the Zealot leg charge.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, well, I know, but I'm kind of curious.
The tanks.
I know because of the tanks, but they're not in the open field though. I would have expected him to go with the blink first to put the harassment on to force the tanks out, and then you could go for the Zealot leg charge. But that's just me, because I prefer to do a little bit more harassment. But okay.
Well, I mean, it's like the blink. The problem with blink is, what do? You blink them all the way up into your opponent's base, and look at the tank positioning right now of Wannabe. He's got them all around the edge. He's got everything locked down pretty well. And stalkers by themselves are just they're kind of naked. I mean, blink, once you get up to Colossus tech, which is what we're seeing right now out of Athene wins, dropping down that robotics bay. Once you get up to that point, then blink is almost necessary, because you're going to be wanting to have a largely stalker Colossus zealot sort of a force with the stalkers really tanking a lot of the damage. But yeah, I mean, it could go either way, but Athene wins, holding in just fine, and Wannabe actually, he looks like he was considerably thrown off by that early aggression. He's normally, by now, I mean, to be honest, he's gone out and won the game. Athene wins, though, has thrown a monkey wrench into the works.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that kind of aggression out of Athene so quickly, and we still see that he's still got those 3 gateways up there. They really haven't done anything with. He hasn't done anything with them up there lately. I don't know if he's just using that as a secondary reserve kind of a thing or what, but he hasn't really been producing a lot of units. He's just been doing stuff.
Right.
Back here, and honestly, he could have, with all these
Hellion drop going on down now here at the expansion of Athene wins. He's going to get a great shot of that army. He's going to see the leg charge, so he knows what his opponent has. And it looks like Athene wins is going to take that as his cue to move out. Now moving down the ramp, looks like he wants to go and try and put on some more aggression. Not going to match up super duper well against the tank line though. Wannabe is really, he's playing very steady this game. The last few games and the few matchups throughout the night, he's been more of a gambler. He's done some unorthodox builds, or not unorthodox, so to speak, but more chancy builds as opposed to just doing something very stable. So now the Hellions are going to get caught out in the open. The Zealots are going to charge that down, so forcing them all the way back home. And immediately reaction out of TQ Wannabe is going to throw down the supply depots. This is actually pretty bad for Athene wins, though, depending on what he has back home. A couple of the Hellions are going to sneak by. They're going to be able to run and kind of have their run of the show back here. The probe's going to need to be pulled, or he's going to lose a good number of them. Pulling him a little bit late, so going to lose about 5 to this point, maybe 2, 3 more. Now going to move up to the main, and they queue up so bad. All he catches looks like about 3 or 4 there, another couple, and just some devastating style harassment here. But not forcing Athene wins to pull his entire. Well, actually, no, my bad. Didn't think he was going to pull the whole army back. Just rely on those other stalkers, and that gave Wannabe just a little bit of room to breathe.
Oh yeah, he saw that Athene was positioned almost outside of his base, ready to make another push in, and that was perfect. Made him pull it all the way back. And again, this would have been one of those situations where, yeah, you could move some of your army back, but you could start making units out of your other gateways that are hidden up at the top of the base,
right,
and be doing something with them as opposed to just wasting them where they are, because you're at like 700 something minerals right now. You need to be doing something with them. They're just kind of like hanging out, like, we're having a beach party. They're tailgating for the big push.
Well, I'm sure he's been producing out of these warp gates. I mean, he doesn't.
He hasn't. They haven't moved anywhere.
Really? Well, no, but yeah, I'm sure he's been. They haven't been dormant. I'm sure.
No, I've literally been watching it. They haven't done anything.
Wow.
Like at all.
Well, that's the
It's weird.
Well, I mean, remember, whenever he warps in off of them, they just kind of flash. It's not like the units appear there or anything. So.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I didn't even see like a little thing. I haven't seen like a bar or nothing.
Wow. Well, if so, then that's
weird.
That's kind of a big mistake. Now you've got me watching. I'm trying to keep an eye. We saw him poke and prod in there a little bit. Yeah, he's got money.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there waiting. He's warping in a Nexus right now, but he's not producing any units. Like, he's got 3 stalkers coming in. He's got how many gateways? Like,
exactly. He's got a bunch back in his main, so the Hellion harass going on. He's taking out more probes now, and I'm gonna flash back there. I want to see, is he seriously? Yeah, he's not making out of these gateways, is he? I'll be damned.
And I know that they have the quick the V button or whatever it is that selects all the warp units or something. But I mean, I don't even see him, queuing anything up in the.
I'm keeping an eye on him. I'm keeping an eye on him down in the bottom center. That little black console area where you can just select stuff and let it sit there. They'll flash, or not flash, but they'll start a timer, like the little countdown clock on their warp in. And yeah, this is at least one production cycle he's gone through. I can't believe it. You're right. He's not actually using those warp gates.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it? Like, I don't know if it's because they're powered. The only thing I can think of is maybe they weren't powered, but no, they've got power there. He's got the 2 backup pylons there, and he's not doing anything. Like, he's still right now 300 something, nothing coming out. He's making Templar archives. Okay.
Here, I'm going to select all of his other warp gates here. Yeah, we're just going to keep an eye.
It's weird, isn't it? It's just weird to me that that he has these units and I don't see him coming out of those particular ones. So I don't know if it's just me or
okay. He just did
what?
He just did a round. Yeah, no, he just did a round of warp in there and nothing came out of the top 3.
Huh.
Oh well. Anyway, back to
so wild.
We're obsessing over this a bit too much. Wow, more probes going down now, and these Hellions have just been crippling Athene, and the supply difference really beginning to mount now. Oh wow, 68 harvesters to the 23 of Athene wins, and Yeah, well, I mean, part of the reason he's not making out of those is probably because he couldn't support it anyway.
Yeah. Right now, he does. It's not like he has a lot of stuff because he's. Even though he's on 3 bases, his mains mined out is secondary, is natural. Why bother making it? Because he keeps falling victim to to drops every 3 seconds. He needs to make a I would probably if I get dropped in the same place 3 or 4 times, I probably put a cannon down,
right?
Just because,
exactly,
just to help. And but we're not seeing a lot of. I don't know, and I don't know if he's just tired because maybe he was playing the.
Hey, he used them. He used them.
Okay, now they're being used for the warping in the Archon or the
Templar
to make Archons.
No, yeah, exactly. No, he used them. I saw a bunch of Templar being made. And I was like, he had to have used them that time because he was making like 6 of them. So
okay.
But anyway, good for you, Athene. But Athene way behind at the moment, and we're seeing the Avalos style tank line being constructed now out of TQ Wannabe. And as the Ghosts are now added into the mix, this is going to be pretty much impenetrable very soon. Still with me, Matt?
Press W. I'm sorry, it's W. I keep thinking it's like V or something.
Well, you finally spotted these warp gates up here, up at the top left, so he's going to be losing those, and it looks like that's going to force Athene wins. He's actually going to skirt right past this, a true Maginot Line moment, trying to build up this line here, and just walks the frig around it. And now going to push up. He's going to spot this command center. Going to be able to force the cancel on that. He took out the gateways, but all these tanks here are going to have to siege up and try to deal with this naked. And at this point, Wannabe ought to just unsiege his main line and go hit the main of his opponent because his opponent's immensely out of position.
Oh yeah, and not just that. I wouldn't really. He's already taken all that stuff out. Just let him have it. You don't want to go up into that main area because then your opponent could just unsiege and re-siege back down there, and now you're locked in place.
Well, and that's exactly. Look, he's going to siege up now, and he's going to force Athene Wins to commit to this. So here we go. Great EMPs go off, catching the entire cluster. All the Archons just melting with their no shields. Wow, this entire army has just melted. There's the GG. So Athene Wins bounced out. And TQ Wannabe with that win secures himself, at least temporarily, into IG King of the Hill history, winning 9 games in a row, the all-time leader in consecutive wins.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely amazing right there. We'll see if he can take it and go all the way through undefeated. This will be absolutely amazing if he can pull this off. That was such a great game, and especially I was just obsessed because I was wondering what he was doing with those things. But that was just such a wonky match because he did so well in the very beginning, and I really thought he was going to pull it out and just completely just butcher Wannabe. But then he kind of pulled back, and then it was like gone. It was There was nothing. It's just like somebody pulled the rug out from under him, and he just fell. He just fell right on his back, and I've fallen and I can't get up. It was exactly the phrase that comes to mind, and I was baffled by that, absolutely baffled.
All right, so we're going to be moving into our next matchup, getting the map selection now. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG King of the Hill number 9, brought to you by itsgosu.com, and of course brought to you by our sponsors, Hypocrite Games, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mibushi Jujutsu in Combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamibushi-goju.com. So TQ Wannabe, 9 wins in a row, makes him our all-time consecutive win leader, and 1 win away from being our first competitor to ever just flat-out sweep the King of the Hill.
Oh yeah, this is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm hoping Athene, gets the nerd rage going, go raw, and just start and come out and just start swinging this time. As much as I want, our opponents to do, the best game that they can. I really just want, Athene just, because of that last one, I'm still baffled by it. I'm just baffled by that game, and I want him to come out and say, no, Red Mage, I can play a dominant game here. I'm not a one-hit wonder that just fades away and tries to come back with another bad single,
right?
And just refuse to go away, Madonna.
I'm not one of those one-hit wonders who decides to go on Dancing with the Stars when they're 55 years old. So, looks like, TQ Wannabe says, I hate PVT, and Theme Win says, I hate Grandmasters. Touche, so I'll cheese you. Oh, Wannabe.
Nice.
Less than 3 to you, my friend. Wannabe, speaking of the devil, spawning up in the top right, this red Terran competitor, 1 game away from sweeping the entire King of the Hill matchup, number 33 ranked on the Grandmaster level, so a true baller of ballers when it comes to StarCraft 2 on the ladder. Athene Win, though, he looked good. He looked like he was in a position to maybe steal a win there from TQ Wannabe, but Wannabe just able to hang on a little bit longer, force it to the mid and late game, and able to secure the victory forthwith after kind of a, I don't want to, it was kind of a dunce move, walking his entire army and containing himself on his opponent's side of the map. But hey, it's all right. Happens to the best of us, Athene. But he's going to be bouncing back. But yeah, 1 more win for TQ Wannabe. Not only does he win and qualify for our IG Omega Cup that's actually going to be held. No, yeah, he's going to be qualifying for the next Omega Cup.
Yeah, the next Omega Cup. Yeah.
So, but you know, not only is he going to be able to do that, but you know, he's going to be able to really cement himself in history here. We got to send him a plaque or something, man. Yeah,
this is like one of those things that gets you like a T-shirt or a hat. You know, some sort of merch product. You know, that we roll out. Oh, and by the way, we are still trying to work on our merch, so that way you guys can wear the It's Gosu logo with pride with our stupid slogans that Red Mage has come up with, because they're awesome.
Oh yes, as always. I'm gonna say we got some good artists, man. We got some good artists.
Yeah, they're pretty slamming. And you know, hey, that reminds me. If you guys are artists and you're better than what we do.
No, if you're artist, period. If you're artist, period.
If you're an artist, period, you know, because I draw stick figures and I think AC can maybe draw circles.
Yeah, on a good day.
Yeah, on a good day. So, you know, if you're an artist and you want to start submitting, you know, artwork to us. For us, we will gladly put it up on our
we'll hype you. We'll thank you.
We'll give you all the credit in the world.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, because we do need. We've got some great artists that do graphics for us. Like if you look at the top of the stream on Justin TV, you see the little. By the way, that little guy he's our mascot named Torch. That's the Dowsing version of him. We've got a ton of versions of that. One's a Marine, by the way, that you see down. Should be right about where my mouse cursor is circling right now. So you're familiar with our little Torch guy. You know, artist that drew that is drawing him in a variety of different situations, you know, and really adding on some more little torches for all the different games we try to give credit to. And yeah, looks like actually Wannabe is going to be cheesing. He's going with the Mass Racks TLO style. So, oh yeah, Wannabe going to live up to it. Say, hey, fine, I'll cheese you, bro. No worries. But anyway, yeah, if you're an artist at all, the one thing we do need is people to do graphics and banners for us. You see our little screen at the front that says it's gosu.com, casted by AC and Red Mage. That's in paint, man. I'm not going to lie. That's what I do, okay? I'm terrible. You know, the G was drawn by a good artist. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. Here comes 7 Barracks. 7 Barracks going to be just about what you can support after cutting SCVs and doing this TLO-style rush. And yes, I know TLO probably wasn't the first to do it, but he's TLO. He popularized it, so he gets the credit.
That's right. You know, he's the one as of notable late that's done it. So that's what we're going to kind of go with. And this is going to be a very, very cool thing to see here out of Wannabe. Is he going to be able to take the championship with a massive army of Rico's Roughnecks right here?
Oh yeah.
You know, marching into the alien abode and really kicking a tail.
Oh yes, and for a Starship Troopers reference, amazing. I love you for that. But Rico's Roughnecks or Ramjak's Roughnecks. Ah, yes. I'm not gonna spoil. Well, what am I kidding? That movie was written in the '60s. I don't care to give you a spoiler. before the Sarge, Sergeant Ramjak bit the dust. So we see Wannabe moving out, and this is actually, you could call this the Mule Party build, because if you really want to be BM and just make your opponent rage, as soon as your Marines show up and start laying waste to whatever happens to be there, all you got to do is drop a mule and make them, and, you know, just dance the mule around, have a little mule party. That's always fun. We see there's a good count of sentries here, not great, but 3. 3 is going to be enough to hold at least this for a little while, and if he's actually spot on with them, he's going to be able to force field a lot of these Marines in half. But he's got to not. Oh no, he's going to move out. He's going to be caught completely by this. And this looks like such a little army, but this little army has extremely high DPS. And what matters is how quickly they're being rallied. Great stutter step micro. The Guardian Shield goes up, retreating up the ramp. So he lost a couple of units there. Now it's going to come down to force field usage. Great job. Cuts off a good chunk of them. Actually, maybe cut off a few too many. And he's going to lose at least 1 or 2 units here that maybe he shouldn't have. But yeah, all the Marines Marines continuing to stream down here in the conga line, and really what makes this so hard is if you don't react perfectly, the continued pressure, your opponent just gets ahead of you so much in keeping these coming. So Athene Wins doing a pretty decent job microing back his Stalkers, trying to keep them alive when they get low on the shields and get into the life. Now the Zealots on the way. That's very important to be able to force this back. And now we see the retreat, so Wannabe in full retreat at the moment. Great job there by Athene Wins.
Oh yeah, definitely holding that back as best as he can. It looked a little desperate there, and when those sentries died off. But now we see Athene Wins pushing back right now.
Oh, this is a terrible move. What in the hell is he thinking? He has no business doing this.
I think he's thinking that was the entire army, that this was some sort of all-in. And no, it's not. He's going to get over there. He's going to see that there's still a ton of them.
This is terrible for Athene. I don't know what he was thinking. No, you don't move out like this. Do not get out in the middle of the map. All the Zealots dead now. The Stalkers, don't try to micro run the hell away. Get back to your ramp. You know your opponent's on one base. He can't do this build if he's on more than one base. Now attacking on the 4th gateway. That's good. The Robo on the way. Don't know what the hell the Robo is going to accomplish at this point. All you're going to get some mortals unless you go all the way up to Colossus Tech. Either way, Athene did a great job of holding it off, but has really misstepped. And look, there's no sentries. So these Marines are going to be able to walk all the way up the ramp, and the DPS on these, and it's amazing when you see this Stalker count versus these Marines. The Stalkers take up so much more room, but the damage is immense. 2 Marines out damage, 1 Marauder against a Stalker, so continuing to chase them back. More Marines being rallied in. The conga line showing no end of stopping, and I think Athene just cost himself the game by getting out and active on the map when he should have just been holding the fort.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And right now, Wannabe just pulling back just outside the base there. We do see an observer. Why are you getting an observer?
Right, that's wasted time.
I want to bang my head against the microphone.
Why is there no sentry? Why is there no sentry? You need.
Now he's getting a sentry. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious. You know, I want to say great things about a thing I really want to try to do, because I really want to pull for him. Not that I don't want Wannabe to be a winner, or I don't want Athene to win, but. What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? Well, yeah. I'm gonna have a nerd rage right here. I'm gonna, Shiva Kamini, what the hell are you doing?
The Shiva blast up in this piece.
I'm gonna have a Shiva blast all over this microphone, because what are you doing? Now he's gonna go up to Colossus Tech. Fine, stay in your base. Don't move. Wait for the Colossus to come.
Right. Yeah. If you wanted to do that, you should have done that and not lost your fours.
Yeah, and right now, Wannabe is pulling back right now, for no other reason just to take out the destructible rocks at the gold. He's gonna put foot to butt right now, because he's just gonna be able to, because that's the only reason why he hasn't had more units, is he hasn't had the minerals for it. That's all he's gonna need right now, is just get the gold, get a ton of money up, throw down 10, 12 supply depots, throw down 5 or 6 more barracks, and just absolutely rampant with Marines.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, not trying to crack on the guy, but Athene had this pretty well handled, and he just really screwed the pooch with a couple of big missteps, moving that army out on the map. I'm baffled. Just look at this Marine count. I mean, yeah, sure, Colossus. If he had magically had a Colossus right now, it'd be great. He doesn't magically have a Colossus. I mean, even once he gets it, he's not going to have the range upgrade. Wannabe's got him essentially contained. And just looking at the unit composition here, depending on the control, we're going to find out. What are you doing? Don't move down the ramp. He's going to lose all of his Zealots. He lost a bunch of Zealots. So it looks like Wannabe, I guess he's happy just that there's no expansion there. He doesn't even care.
Yeah, and honestly, that was really dangerous. Although he did have the sentry in the middle, by the time he lost that buffer zone, now he's gonna no, don't. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to choke you.
That Colossus is not enough. It's not enough. I mean, yes, Colossus do massive damage to Marines, but that's a shit ton of Marines, man. And we're talking 24, about 30 of them. So he's gonna move in and attack. He's gonna try to force the issue. So we're gonna see if he's gonna be proven to be right here. Wannabe's on Marauders, so it's going to, the Marauder count really going to be essential here. Actually going to catch this bunker out of place. No repair. Now he's going to stem and chase. The stem is complete as well as a concussive shell, so no real chance for Athene to retreat. There's some pretty good force fields, but he's just going to run right around it. The Stalkers are going to begin falling, and now, but the stem may really start to make the difference. Chasing the Stalkers all the way home, yeah, that's GG. I mean, he has no expansion. So even if Athene doesn't, or excuse me, even if Wannabe doesn't walk up the ramp and go win, which I think maybe he might not be able to do just because of how damaged these Marines are from stem. But, yeah, that's GG. What's he going to do? His opponent's on a gold. He's taking his natural. He doesn't know he's taking his natural. He damn well knows he has the gold. Yeah, there's nothing he can do at this point. He's out.
Oh, yeah, and right now we see the medevacs coming in right now, and they're going to have to work overtime with the super hot medic chick as she not
as hot as the Banshee chick.
I'm telling you right now. That's it. We're gonna
throw blows. Start rolling up the sleeves.
That's right. It's gonna come down to something. I know at some point.
Some fisticuffs.
The whole thing. We're gonna have to just run an article on that or something and just take comment posts. But now, what if he kicking him in the face, throwing down a double command center in his own natural?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he's just basically saying this game's over, man. And again, I don't blame Athene. You don't want to hang. If you're a competitor, you don't just want to give up. But this game's over. The moment that last push failed and didn't crack the gold, he had like a 1% chance to maybe, if he cracked that gold, to bounce back in some way. The Colossus going to get way brave, bouncing all the way out. One losing its shields all the way. So yeah, the time is nigh here. These Marines have the combat shield, the stem, the medevacs are there. This is going to be it. Athene, Valiant now dropping he's having the mule party. He's having the mule party. It's late, but he's having it. The Colossus doing a good amount of damage, but there's plenty enough Marauders here to chase those all the way back home. And, a handful of Marines left. So, yeah, that's going to be the GG. Whenever, there it is. GG from Athene wins. So TQ Wannabe sweeps the field, wins 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row in our IG King of the Hill number 9. I'm EC, that's Red Mage JR. JR. Amazing event. Amazing event and amazing play out of Wannabe.
Unbelievable right there. Unbelievable win right there. And congratulations to TQ Wannabe for being the first player ever to go start to finish, not losing a single game here. Unbelievable. And Athene wins. You did a great job, buddy. I still got the love for you. I do. I still got the love for you, but by golly, if I just got a nerd rage on something for 20 minutes.
Oh, I know.
But great job there. You did a great job taking out Cloud Berserk. But it was just one of those things that sometimes Wannabe was on. That's all it can be right there. Wannabe was just so on. He was just had it. But I want to thank everybody for watching us live on Justin TV or watching the VODs. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. And don't forget, you can always hang out with us in the It's Goes to BattleNet chat. AC and I are usually always in there. Mr. Mini-Me, SKS Dark, Voss. We're always kind of hanging out. We do want to thank Mr. Mini-Me for hanging out and taking care of the lineup for me before we started out. And AC, it's been a pleasure, buddy. It was good to have you over here for the weekend for the LAN event. And I was sorry to see you go, but I'm glad you made it home in time for us to go ahead and put this event into motion here.
Oh yeah,
the live stream. So.
I've only got one response to that, man. I'm going to Shiva Blast. Shiva Kamini Soma Kendar Kram. There we go. Just for you, Devasion. He said I didn't think I could do it. There you go. Shiva Kamini Soma Kendar Kram. There you go. 2 Shiva Blasts just for you. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. And this has been the IG King of the Hill number 9. Thanks so much for joining us in the stream, guys, and in the BattleNet chat. We will see you tomorrow for our Beta Divisional. Take care, guys.